Alright. Hey guys, this is Brian from Nintendo Game Point Plus. It is E3 week, and to start off the week, EA started. So naturally, I'm a Nintendo person. But obviously, if I talk about EA, that means I hate them. No, I don't. That's not a lie, because honestly, their show was good. I thought they had a really decent showing. It was not perfect. It was not. Actually, I'll just say that it wasn't perfect, but I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought there were a lot of good, decent surprises, and yeah, let's break it down. I got my big red notebook. Well, it's black on this side. I got this big red notebook. Let's go read down what they started with. So EA Play 2018. First off, Battlefield 5. I knew it. It was gonna be there. They talked a little more about it. They talked about the multiplayer. They talked a little more about how different this is compared to other Battlefields, especially like one example they had where they were talking about weapons. It's like normally the cannons, like say in like Battlefield 1, I believe they were kind of stationary. Now you can take your tank, pick it up, move it along. See a tank, like you can. There's so much you could do now. Like you thought, oh, I'm gonna hide in this building from the tank. I love this scene. They're like, nope, tank. We're just gonna crush the. The tank went through the building, and I'm like, well then, this is there's nowhere to run. I'm gonna die even quicker than what I did when I played it for the first time. And I also like to make the note: the first time I played Battlefield was the very last time because I was horrible. I'm horrible at Battlefield. The only first-person shooter I play good is Doom and maybe Call of Duty. Maybe. But yeah. So we saw that we went a little more into the story of how this is not quite like this isn't just we're not just in World War II. Like we're seeing different stories and we're seeing a different types of characters go through like this emotional story. They're gonna touch on another story mode. I just remember the term Nordly. I forgot the full name. I forgot the full name of it. But we're gonna see that portion of the story mode at Xbox's conference tomorrow. Great. I knew that was gonna happen. We're gonna see something at another conference, and of course it's gonna be Microsoft. So we saw that. They also announced two important things. The first one was, yeah, guess what? We ain't got no loot boxes. I'm just like, we have this beautiful game presented here today, and no loot boxes. So shut up. I thought that I see why they had to say it. No freaking duh. But it is legitimately good thing that they don't show that they let that out right away. There's no loot boxes, no random stuff. No, you're gonna get all the stuff naturally. There's no random chance. Great. They also announced, because every multiplayer shooter has to have it now, a battle royale mode for Battlefield. When I heard it, it's kind of sounded like some people were cheering, but some people were like, I think that's cool. I I think it's an interesting addition. I know how it is in like games like Fortnite and PUBG. I kind of wonder how this game and even Call of Duty, when we see it sometime at this show, I wonder how they're going to implement it. But okay, that is really cool that they're implementing that. It's actually an interesting feature that I actually want to see happen. So that was it. We kind of already knew about Battlefield 5. Next up, we move to FIFA 19. They showed that. They showed a little more how it's this new story. You can play it, get to the Super World Cup and Championship Cups, and it's FIFA. And that was the important. It was like, now to be fair, they kept it a little brief. They said they showed a trailer. They talked about how they're expanding it to tons of different teams. They talked about because FIFA 19 has this normal cup, but they also talked about the FIFA 18 update, which has their FIFA World Cup, the free update that they gave out, and that's even bigger and I legit thought that was interesting. Like, I will say this now before I get to the final thoughts. I'll say this briefly. I was not bored by anything. I wasn't legitimately bored. by anything. Everything kept a nice pace. It was like, okay, here comes this part. Parts that were like, okay, here it goes. Oh, okay. Oh, that looks cool, and we're moving on. So it felt that way with here. FIFA 19 looks great. FIFA 18, they talked about that. And do you want to play it, but you were nervous about it? Well, guess what? They are offering a free trial. You can go on your Xbox One, your PS4, or the Origin streaming thing and download a free trial of the full game right now. So that's really cool. I'm positive. Not for Switch though. I can understand why, because I know the Switch version is different. But okay, cool. And FIFA 19, they have a release date of September 28th. Awesome. Now, oddly enough, there were some stuff that didn't have a lot of release dates, or at least they didn't say it outright, which is a little odd that they didn't say. Maybe I missed something, but okay. Next, they talked a little more about their EA streaming service. They talked about how, it's expansive. You can download all these games, and they're working. They even opened up I believe, an Israeli company, and how they are developing games over there to make it even more accessible for people who like to stream games. That's cool. They also announced their Origins Access Premier service, which starts this summer, which is all about still, again, streaming, getting the best games and stuff. Really cool. They showed a little trailer for that. That was kind of simple. Streamlined, cool. I'm so sorry. Next, we got to talk with a developer at Respawn who confirmed that they are making a new Star Wars game. Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order, which is coming out. It's not coming out until holiday 2019. Even he said, hey, we don't have anything to show. There's no trailer, no teaser images or anything. We're just here. I'm here with the title. I'm here where it's going to take place, which is between episode 3 and 4. So, and you're going to be able to play as Jedi. You're going to be wielding lightsabers. It sounds really good. It can't look really cool because there was nothing to show. But yeah, that was really interesting to see and hear. It kind of reminded me of when they announced Pokemon back last year at Nintendo's. But honestly, and I'm going to give them credit, they did it slightly better because they gave a title and a genuine release timing. So it's not just, oh, we're announcing Pokemon, it might come next year. No, this is our game, this is the title of it. This is kind of when it's coming out. Unfortunately, we don't have any footage. Oh well, I like to see they're expanding more with Star Wars. I do look forward to it because Star Wars is like my favorite franchise ever. One of. Second to Marvel, honestly. But, okay. Moving on. Battlefront 2. I love the guy who came out. He was just like, Battlefront 2. We did some work. We know we messed up. We are sorry. We had some hardships. But we are very thankful to the fans who have played our game. Now here's a bribe! That's what I felt like. They talked about that's what I felt like. I joke, obviously, but because they actually showed some really cool stuff. They showed Ewok Hunt mode a little more that was released a little while ago. They showed off the solo content based on the Han Solo movie. That's coming soon. And they announced that Star Wars, the Clone Wars content is coming. So that seems interesting because we're going to get Obi-Wan Kenobi. We're going to get Anakin non-Darth Vadered out. We're going to get General Grievous, the leader, the ultimate leader of one of the biggest droid armies. I thought that was so cool. I think, the image they showed was really cool, but, I think that is really cool. Star Wars-wise, I am legitimately interested in that. I think that was... I like how they were honest, saying, you know what, we made some mistakes with Battlefront. We acknowledge that. But we're working hard. We're going to make it better. And I like how they were upfront with it. And I do like that this guy, and also the developer they had was genuinely invested and genuinely open and upfront and saying how he actually likes this series. So I thought that was a really good way to handle that. Because everyone knows the Star Wars Battlefront had all the microtransactions, loot box. I felt that this was a great way to say we are sorry for it, and this is the stuff we're still going. We're gonna continue to make it better to the game we want it to be, and where we want you to really enjoy it. I thought that was very well handled. I thought, okay, great job. Let's move on. And we did move on, because here's literally the scene. We see a little more Star Wars stuff. We transition out, then I see a boat. And I'm like, oh, are we still in Star Wars? No, that's a boat. That's not Star Wars. And I see the ship, the wheel is turning. I'm like, oh, is this a ghost ship game? Or is Godzilla going to come out? Nope, it's Yarny. To those of you who don't know, it's the Unravel character from way back in like E3 2015. I'm sorry, E3 2015. They showed off this game called Unraveled. And this little guy was the mainstay, and this guy became kind of almost the icon for what is EA Originals now, which is EA's little indie service. And he is getting a sequel game called Unravel 2. And this game is 2 players. And I loved it. This game looks so cute and beautiful looking. The story is really interesting, as Unravel was this tale of love, and this string and the spark represents love, and how you kind of lose in this game. You lose that. You lose your spark. But Yarny gains a new friend of blue yarn, and they create a new spark, which is what the director came out and said. They create a new spark, and now they're on this co-op adventure. It's one of those games where you can play it solo, but more often that you're going to want a friend. We saw some of the gameplay with it. We saw this crazy looking bird go after the little Yarny characters. I'm like, isn't that the bird from Finding Dory? Like, they go, whoo, Aru, is that the one they went Aru to? But the game looked so good, you guys. It looked like the original, but it just, oh gosh, the visuals were just so amazing. I love platformers like this. I thought it was so good. And biggest twist of them all, it's available right now. The full game is done. And I'm like, wow, they released the game now. You can play it on all the systems. Then now we're gonna get to the negative part. Guess which system it's not on. I can't even be that mad, because I think it is under, like, what is it, the Frostbite engine? And I know the Switch doesn't run it, but I was a little bit upset when it was not, because it's not on Switch. It doesn't make the game worse, obviously not. It doesn't deter it. I think it still looks great, and I honestly would probably sneak into my cousin's room, download it secretly, and at night I would have to play it on their Xbox. But I'm as disappointed as I am it's not coming to Switch. I'm still happy this is, and I was shocked it was. I did not expect a get it right now. I did not expect that, but awesome. That was a clapping moment for me. That's the genuine E3 clap for me. That was really cool. I thought it looked great. That was a highlight for me. We then moved to another EA Originals title known as Sea of Solitude. And of course, we had, again, a nervous developer come out on stage, talk about our game with such passion and detail. It wasn't just, hey, this is my game, this is all the features. It's, hey, this is the story of this game, and this is how it plays into the game and the theme. And the theme of the game is, like, the idea is, when you're alone, you go crazy. Shut up, Larry. Okay, I'm kidding. Okay. But, like, in this game, because you're alone, because you're all by yourself, these people turn monsters. And this is what this girl is starting to go through. And you play as her, and you have to... Oh, I'm sorry, my phone went off. You have to figure out you have to figure out how to cure yourself. You have to cure yourself before you turn into a full-on monster. And the visuals of this flooded town full of these zombie-esque people, like they're like possessed, and then like huge monsters, and the art style was so nice, and it was really and I just loved it. It kind of had like Wind Waker vibes to it, especially with the boat in the water. But oh god, it looks like a really interesting story, and I'm very interested in it. I love indie titles anyways, but this game was so visually stunning. even a tad more than Unravel was. Uh, I'm that's all I can say. It's very good. I really like the look of this game. I like how the developer didn't just talk about the game and all this, these features. She was like, hey, this is the story. This is how I connected it to this game and this idea I had and this story and how it translates in here. I loved how they did that. I think the game, and once again, I think the game looks awesome. It doesn't have a release. It has an early 2019 release date. Okay, awesome. That's is a little disappointing. It's 2019. I don't think the systems were announced yet for it, so this one I do hope comes to Switch. But yeah, great game, awesome. Sports time. It's sports time. Now, to be fair, they didn't go awkwardly in depth on these sports titles. They just showed a trailer for NBA Live 19, and they showed a little trailer of basketball people doing basketball stuff and with hip hop music and hip hop music. That was pretty much it. But that was all. I don't think we got a release date unless I missed something. I didn't see a release date or hear about one. Like I was looking, I didn't see. I looked a little to make sure. I don't believe we got one. I might be wrong, and I just totally suck at writing down notes, so making this useless. But it still looked interesting. But I'm gonna be straight with you guys. Even basketball game wise, I prefer 2K because I honestly got the two mixed up. But it still looked good. Visually it has a style. It does have a style, so okay. But they didn't do like the awkward thing last year where we're gonna show 45 seconds of gameplay and then just a trailer. No, they went, here's the trailer, here's what it looks like, here's a little gameplay, done. Great. Then they talked about the esports with Madden, and I'm like, okay, this is dragging a tad. But they didn't go like in depth, like, oh, we are conquering the esports market. No, it was like, here's the esport winner. He's showing off Madden for the first time, and we saw Madden 19. Again, I don't think there was a release date unless I missed it. But yeah, Madden 19, they showed the trailer. This was just like the straight up gameplay, not like what they showed with last year when they were talking about like the story mode. But yeah, showed Madden 19. Looks interesting. I know about as much as football as I don't know anything about football, but okay, that was cool. Then we got a moment where we saw like red and blue, and we saw these two guys. I was like, oh, are we getting like full gameplay of Madden? No, it's for an app game, and I didn't know what the title was at first. I'm like, okay, and we see gameplay. It's basically like a simple tower defense-esque game where you have to move your tanks and armies around, and you have to gain control of certain points, and you have to mainly get control of a nuke device, and you have to nuke your enemy's fortress, and if you nuke them twice, they're gone. And I legitimately like this. It looked fun. It was definitely a simple app game. It was more like if you played South Park, South Park, the mobile game. I can't think of the Phone Destroyer. That's the name, Phone Destroyer. If you played that, it's basically you had this like time before you can put new army stuff down, and you have to think about where they're gonna go. You have to place them and try to beat the other team. That's pretty much what it was. All right, cool. I thought it was very interesting, especially the trailer they showed after it. That's when they revealed the game is called Command and Conquer Rivals, and I felt like, is this? I do kind of legit want to ask, is this a series of games that people are super excited to come back? Because I don't think I've heard of this. But overall, I did like it. I think it was an interesting mobile game. The gameplay they showed was actually interesting. I was kind of like rooting, come on, get the nuke before he gets it. That was really cool. And they announced that it's coming to mobile, and Android players get to try it out early. I think actually you can try it out right now. Yeah, you can try it out right now. And yeah, cool. Command & Conquer Rivals. It looked really fun. They showed the trailer afterward, and the trailer was much better than the game. The trailer looked cool. A little cooler than the gameplay. Of course, that's kind of what they were supposed to do, but I just like the characters out of that. Like the girl like squashed Scorpion, and then the guy was like, come on, yeah, I got my arm thing. Well, I got a tablet, though. That was funny. Uh, it was cool. I'm hyped up for this conference. It's really cool. I'm ready to see what's next before we end. I'm like, dang it. I was liking this, now we ended. And of course, they ended with Anthem. They went in a full, in depth interview with Anthem, and they talked to developers about it. We learned a little more about We learned how you customize your character, the different types of suits and armor you can use. And it's not just like, oh, you play as this character, you also play as the suit. You play as this character and you choose whatever suit you want to go. Like one day you're going in the normal everyday ranger suit, and the next day you're going in the Colossus suit, then you're going in the storm suit, then you're going in this what was it, archer? I don't want to say archer suit. I forgot what the last one was because that was the coolest one. It was the green one. But yeah, you get to choose different options. They also stressed no loot boxes. I love this whole conference's theme. No loot boxes allowed. No loot box for you. That's the whole theme of this conference. No loot box for you. Uh, we saw some gameplay. We saw a little gameplay how they were going to this cave. It was just a short demo of what they're gonna have at the actual thing, and yeah, that was pretty much it. We got a release date. I forgot. We have a release date for the game, February 22nd, 2019. Cool, solid date, awesome. I thought this was a very great. I thought it was a decent thing. It wasn't. It wasn't an awkward interview. Again, it wasn't this. It wasn't like Pele. Remember when they brought Pele out and they weren't talking about the game? They were just talking about Pele's wonderful soccer adventures. No, this was a legit interview talking with the developers, learning about the game, and even though it was again that awkward thing like last year where wait, is the conference over? Wait, if the conference is over, then is it? Are we still going to the conference? Is it part of the conference? I don't know. But they showed it off, and I really liked how what we learned from them. I really liked the stuff we saw. I like the visuals of this. I especially like just the simple like cover visuals that they had. Not even necessarily the gameplay. I really like what they showed, and Anthem does look interesting. It doesn't just feel like, oh, Destiny and Halo were popular, let's make a Destiny Halo-esque thing. No, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like a legit interesting story and an interesting different take on a different take on the genre, and I like it. I am actually interested in the story. I like this interesting world that they're in. I like they feel like robot gremlin Ewok things. So yeah, that was a really good showing. So overall, EA's press conference much better than last year's. It was much better. I was way more interested. I felt like even it was a little more it was a lot more colorful too. I felt like it was a little more colorful, oddly enough. Uh, I think honestly, if I really have to peg slow moment, I can't even say the sports were slow moment because those were really good. Because last year I was kind of thought the sports were slow moment, but it was just more of how they presented it. Well, this year they presented it even with nice flow to it. So I think honestly, I think a slow moment is more of when they went on to. Honestly, if I really had to pick one down, it was more just kind of towards the end where they were in interview mode, and that was the last thing that we're seeing. And I think that's also something that it was a decent length, but I still felt like we're missing a few things. Like I wanted like another good game announcement, or I wanted more. I wanted a little more, a couple, like one more game, Plants vs Zombies: Garden Warfare 3 or something. But it did go a little short. It went a little short to me, but still, what we got was great. What I saw was great. I liked it. And yeah, I will definitely say it was better than last year's. It wasn't just this bore fest. It wasn't just sports this, sports that, ball physics flying all over the place. No, it's it was a legit it was legitimately fun, and it made me say, hey, I'm not that interested in sports games, but I like what I saw, and that would make me say, what, I would get that game. Like that's to me. I'm not into sports, but I will get that game. That is how, and I think they did a great job with that. I think it was a decent conference. Again, It ran to me. It ran a little short. The ending did drag a tad because it was a little confusing. Like, wait, this is the end? You're ending on a game we already knew was gonna happen. I mean, granted, the stuff you're showing is great, but you're ending on a game we already knew about and stuff. Yay! It's something we all know, but I don't know. That to me, that's like the slow part was more the ending, where okay, great, interview time, okay, and really, if I really had to give another slowish moment, they showed that little teaser trailer for the stream service, even though they just talked about it, but that's a nitpick. So I'll give it, honestly, this conference to me, I would give a B. A B, maybe B plus. I'll make a full video giving like all the grades I'm gonna give it later, and it's gonna have like a full editing team, not me just rambling on and on and on and on. Say full editing team. What editing team? It's just me here. But what I am saying is that this press conference was legitimately good. The reason I'd say it started B was because I did think it did do a little short. It wasn't, or I just feel like there was a lot of stuff, but not quite enough stuff. And there were still some bumps, I'll say. Some minor bumps, but I think this is leaning towards more to a B plus, borderline A minus in my mind. When I think about it more, when I go over everything, I'll obviously give full grade. You'll see the full video after that, but overall, still, I thought they had a very good press conference, much better than last year. Yeah, and that's about it. That's it. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Tune in tomorrow when we talk about Microsoft and Bethesda, and not Devolver Digital, because I don't care about that. Because Devolver Digital, what the heck? Although that was funny, but no. Thank you guys for watching. There will be way more where this came from. Catch you guys later.